Okay, I thought this video was just very timely and very relevant for what's going on, and I'll get right to it. I know that a lot of us, myself included, are feeling a little bit of maybe anxiety or fear or tension right now because of everything that's happening in the news. I think that this is the first real wake-up call that my generation has had as an adult. Individually, everyone has their own experiences, but I think collectively as a generation, millennials haven't really gone through anything too scary in our recently, matured adult lives. I'm 31 right now, I'll be 32 this year, born in 1988, and just like many peers in my group, it's only been the past few years that I've truly matured, I feel, into a complete member of adult society with, some opinions on things based on actual life experience, which isn't to say that young 20s wouldn't have valuable life experience as well. I wrote the book on it, but it is true that as you gain age, hopefully you gain some wisdom and experience as well. So that's all I'm saying. And our generation is now seeing what it feels like, or feeling what it feels like to be the adults in a situation where things are just not uncertain. Things are not certain, they are uncertain. I know, and I speak for myself, but probably a lot of people, when I say that I used to think that my parents had the answer to everything. I used to think that they just knew best because they were the smartest and coolest and most courageous people. And although I did see them struggle through various personal challenges and professional challenges, I always felt like there was a knowing that they had where they just felt confident all the time that it was going to be okay. Come to realize that as an adult, that's something that everybody deals with and struggles with, is feeling confident, and you're not going to feel confident all the time. And when you have things that are changing in the environment like this, it's even harder to feel confident. There's this idea of a concept called pendulums, and pendulums are emotional waves that a group of people can ride on based on the environment and based on certain actors in that space. And I totally think that in addition to being a real and actual threat, a real and actual pandemic and a public health issue, besides it actually being that and taking it seriously in that context, another context for corona is a virus of the mind and a mass hysteria that we're all kind of riding on the pendulum of. When there are things in our environment that are uncertain and we don't feel as confident that we'll be able to continue to tomorrow with the same quality of life as we had today, we get intrinsically fearful. And that's why you'll see all the toilet paper is gone from your grocery store, and why you'll see that people have been loading up on foods that they never actually eat. We have ramen in the house. We don't eat ramen, but it's actually pretty delicious, come to think of it. All that to say, a couple things. You're going to be okay. First and foremost, you're going to be fine. Is it the time to be licking the public toilet seat? Probably not. Probably never was. Should you be a little bit more cautious and conscious about the context for which you're engaging in people? Should you maybe not go to large group settings and gatherings right now? I don't know. It's up to you. You have to make that call for yourself. I know that there are some things that I was involved in, whether they're like speaking events or like group trainings or meetups that got canceled in the wake of this, and I'm not going to those, but there are some, and some very important ones, like Dr. Brett Jones' Soul Revival, that's still going on. And so you have to make your decision for how you want to proceed. But no shame if you do want to sit some things out. Okay, and what? You have to protect your own health. It's at the end of the day, it's about you. So if you don't feel safe in going outside, or you don't feel like you want to go to the water park today, maybe it's okay to stay home. It's fine. I do think that this will be a dip economically. It's already proving to be that. So I think that I think you have to play both sides of this. On the conscious CEO side, on the realistic CEO side, there's the idea of just understanding the reality of economics and understanding that being more vigilant and aware of where you're spending and how much you're spending is now just as important, if not more important than ever. And so, cutting the fat. If you have things that you're blatantly wasting money on, now is not the time to be wasting money on those things. And making sure that what you're spending on is tied as directly as possible to revenue in the door. and whatever support you need to get that revenue in the door. And then so there is a certain amount of being conscious and being cautious. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's understanding the market. But it doesn't have to be fear-driven. And in fact, this is also a time for you to step up. Step up and be encouraged by the fact that you are navigating a time of uncertainty with strength and clarity, and with the belief and the conviction that you're going to come out not only battered and bruised, or not battered and bruised from this, but actually ahead, actually on top, actually have gained from the situation. And that's a mindset that will prove very useful to help you see opportunities in your immediate future, because guess what? Whenever one side of the market is falling, another side is rising. There are always balances, the balance of force between things that are sinking and things that are floating, between things that are going down, things that are going up. There's always a balance. And if you're an entrepreneur, then your whole job is to understand the market and understand where there's a need and fill that need. And I am positive that no matter what niche you're in, no matter what service you provide or product you sell, there's most likely, asterisk, most likely, there's most likely a way for you to benefit from an economic downturn as it stands now, because you have an opportunity to reimagine what it is you're doing. Now, of course, everyone's going to always have their own, oh, well, you don't know because my product is different, my service is different, and maybe there are some things I don't know, but I will tell you this: positioning and branding is so important that if you can create a conversation around something that's relevant to the situation, it doesn't really matter what the product is. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, we're working on one of my products, Strength of Seduction, and this is it's a couples workout DVD. It's a couples workout program that we sell through our Shopify store. We run Facebook ads to it, and we thought, okay, how can we position this with the news? And we said something along the lines of, stuck at home this weekend, date night's not canceled, partner up for a sexy workout by Strength of Seduction, blah, 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 buy here. And then we gave them like a 13% bonus, or a 13% discount, or 30% discount. So it was like $13 off. So either way, that's positioning around a real world issue. Now, you don't want to be insensitive to people and say, be too corny about a serious situation, but at the same time, you understand the market. So where does your program or product or service or deliverable fit into the market as it exists? And figure it out instead of bitching about it. There's always a way. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Really appreciate all the love and the like and the support on my recent YouTube videos. As you can see, I've been going very hard, putting out more and more stuff. I just feel like YouTube is one of the only real channels left to get your message out unfiltered, and even on YouTube they are filtering at times, and I don't like it, but I do love the community on here, and you can see like I've been putting out way more content on here than on my other socials like Instagram and YouTube. But you can check me out there on IG if you fancy, at DiPiazza. Make sure you like this video, hit that bell so you know when I'm coming out with a new one, and subscribe if you haven't. Hit me up too on text if you're not even on here that much. +1 704 343 6659. That's my actual text message. I'll put all that stuff in the description below, and leave a comment with what you want me to talk about next. That's it. Peace.